Deep in the heart of the galactic capital, the great archive of Zelveron hummed quietly. Rows and rows of data crystals glowed softly in the dim light. For centuries, the Zelari people had collected stories, histories, and secrets from all over the galaxy. But none of those secrets were as strange or as important as what was about to be discovered. Dr. Alventor was a historian, one of the most curious in the entire city. He had spent his life studying a species long believed to be gone, the humans. Humans had vanished 600 years ago during a time called the Silence Era. No one knew what happened to them, and many believed they were extinct. But Alventor never gave up hope. On a quiet morning, as the sun barely touched the silver towers outside, an alert flashed on Alventor's screen. The data search had found something, a faint, clear signal deep inside the old Sol system, Earth's home system. The signal was human DNA, but it was recent, very recent. Alventor's heart raced. How could this be? Humans were gone. No one had seen a living human in centuries. He quickly called his superiors, but they refused to believe him. The Zelari government wanted to leave the past alone. They told him to ignore the signal and move on. But Alventor could not. He gathered a small team of explorers, scientists, engineers, and diplomats, and prepared a ship. Their mission was clear: find the source of the signal and discover if humans were really still alive. The journey to the Sol system was long. Stars streaked past the windows as the ship moved at near light speed. As they approached Earth's old orbit, the team saw the planet. It was silent, covered in dust and shadows. The blue oceans were gone, replaced by cracked deserts and broken cities. But their signal led them beyond Earth, to an old space station floating near Mars. The station was ancient. It looked like it had been abandoned for hundreds of years. Metal parts were rusted and most lights were dark. The crew docked carefully. Inside, the air was thin but breathable. Strange machines lined the walls, some still blinking with faint power. Then they found it. A small chamber holding a stasis pod. The pod was clear, showing a figure inside. A man, his face peaceful, his body still. He looked exactly like the humans from old records, skin pale, eyes closed, hair dark. Alventor and the team worked carefully to open the pod. The systems controlling the stasis were old but functional. After many tense moments, the pod hissed open, and the man's eyes slowly opened. He blinked, confused but calm. His voice was soft but clear. "Where am I? What year is this?" The team quickly gave him water and food. He said his name was Commander Elias Wren. He belonged to the United Earth Navy, a group from long ago who protected humanity's last hopes. As Elias looked around, he did not understand what had happened. He spoke a language nearly forgotten, but the ship's translators helped. Slowly he learned that humanity had been gone for centuries and that the galaxy had changed a great deal. Elias did not seem afraid. Instead, he was quiet, thoughtful. He told stories of Earth, its forests, oceans, and people. He spoke of a mission to protect humanity's future, though the team could not yet understand the full meaning. Alventor watched Elias closely. He was real. Flesh and blood. Not a memory or a machine, but a human returned from the past. The crew felt a mix of hope and fear. What did Elias's arrival mean? Was humanity truly back? Or was something else happening? Something they did not yet understand? As the ship prepared to leave the station, Alventor looked at the stars. He knew the journey was only beginning. Humanity's story was not finished. It was waking up, step by step, from a long sleep. And somewhere in the silence of space, the old past was stirring. The ship hummed softly as it moved away from the ruined space station. Inside, the crew studied Commander Elias Wren carefully. He was the first human anyone had seen in 600 years, and he was full of questions. Elias looked around the ship with wide eyes. Everything was strange to him. The walls, the blinking lights, even the strange voices of the crew. But what surprised them most was how calm he was. "Where am I exactly?" Elias asked. his voice quiet but clear. "You are on the starship Ardent Horizon," replied Dr. Alventor. "We are far from Earth near Mars, but you have been asleep for many years." Elias blinked slowly. "How many years?" "More than 600, said Alventor. The words felt heavy in the room. Elias's eyes widened. 600 years? Elias took a deep breath and tried to understand. He remembered nothing after the mission briefing. His last memory was leaving Earth on a special mission called the Vanguard program. His job was to protect humanity's final secrets. But something had gone wrong. The ship's language translators helped break the silence. Elias spoke English or something close to it, but with old words and phrases long forgotten by most. The translators worked hard to connect his words to the modern language of the crew. At times, Elias had to repeat himself. At other times, the crew listened quietly, amazed. "I was trained to protect Project TerraCore," Elias said. "It holds the last hope for humanity. We hid it beneath Mars, where no one could find it." Alventor's eyes grew wide. "Project TerraCore. We thought it was only a legend." Elias nodded. "It is real. I was ordered to keep it safe, no matter what." The crew watched Elias closely. They could see he was honest, but many questions remained. How did he survive? How did he stay alive in that pod all these years? And most important, why was he awake now? The ship's captain, Commander Vera, stepped forward. "Elias, can you tell us if there are others like you? Others who might still be alive?" Elias shook his head slowly. "I do not know. My mission was secret. I never met others on the same mission, but I feared that if I woke it might mean danger was near." "Danger?" Alventor asked. Elias hesitated. The Vanguard program was created during the last wars on Earth. We faced enemies who wanted to destroy humanity completely. The project was our final hope, a way to restart our species if all was lost. The crew listened carefully. The story was hard to believe, but Elias's presence made it real. Days passed as the ship moved slowly through space. Elias adjusted to the new world, but his thoughts often drifted back to Earth, to the forests, the rivers, the people he once knew. He asked about the stars and the strange new planets. One night, Elias stood at the ship's window, staring at the distant, red planet below. Mars looked lifeless now, dry, cold, and empty. But Elias knew better. He had a mission, and it was not finished. Alventor joined him quietly. "Do you think you can find what you are looking for beneath Mars?" Elias nodded. "If Project TerraCore is still there, I will find it. It is humanity's last chance." Suddenly, the ship's sensors beeped loudly. An unknown ship was approaching fast. The crew went on alert. Commander Vera ordered all stations manned. The approaching ship was not on any friendly list. It looked like an old military design, one from Earth's ancient fleets, but worn and patched with new technology. The tension grew. Elias felt a cold chill. That ship, it is not a friend. The ship hailed them in a harsh voice. "Ardent Horizon, you are ordered to surrender. You carry forbidden cargo. You will be boarded for inspection." Alventor looked at Elias. "Forbidden cargo? Could it be you?" Elias clenched his fists. "If they want me, they want to stop Project TerraCore." The crew prepared for the worst, but Elias stepped forward. "Let me meet them. If I am what the A seek, I will face them." The hatch opened. A group of strangers boarded, tall, armored soldiers with sharp eyes. They spoke an ancient Earth language twisted by time, but Elias understood. "You are Commander Wren," the leader said. "You were declared lost centuries ago." "I am here," Elias replied firmly. The leader's eyes narrowed. "You are a threat to peace. Surrender your mission and come with us." Elias shook his head. "My mission is to protect humanity's future. I will not surrender." The soldiers hesitated, then lowered their weapons. Something about Elias's calm strength made them pause. One soldier stepped forward. "You have the code to the TerraCore vault?" Elias nodded. "Yes, but it is not for conquest. It is to rebuild." The tension faded. The soldiers looked at each other, unsure what to do. Alvin Tor spoke up. "We should talk, not fight. There is much to learn." The leader agreed. "Very well. But know this. The galaxy fears what humanity could become." Elias looked at the stars again. Humanity is not just a threat. It is a hope. A chance for all life to remember what it means to live. The meeting ended with uneasy truce. The crew and the soldiers prepared to journey together to Mars, to uncover the secrets of TerraCore. As the ship changed course, Elias stood tall. The galaxy had not forgotten humanity, and now humanity was waking from the long sleep. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Elias's mission had just begun. The ship Ardent Horizon cut through the cold darkness of space as it headed toward Mars. Below, the red planet looked silent and empty, its surface marked with deep craters and dusty plains. But Elias Wren knew better. Beneath the surface lay secrets that could change everything. Elias stood in the observation room, staring at the planet below. His eyes were sharp, filled with both hope and worry. "The vault is hidden beneath the northern polar ice caps," he said quietly. "That's where Project TerraCore was built. Safe from enemies, safe from time." Dr. Alvin Tor joined him, holding a thin datapad. "We've scanned the surface. There's a large underground structure deep below, but it seems inactive. No signs of recent energy or life." Elias shook his head. "The systems may be offline, but the vault is still there. And something else." He hesitated. "I feel like I'm not alone in this." Commander Vera approached. "You mean other humans or something else?" "Maybe both," Elias said. "We need to find out." The crew prepared for landing. The ship's engines roared softly as it descended through the thin Martian atmosphere. Red dust swirled past the windows as they touched down near the northern ice caps. Outside, the air was cold and thin. The team wore protective suits as they stepped onto the cracked ice. The silence was complete, broken only by the sound of their footsteps. Elias led them toward a hidden entrance. Years before, the vault was carefully covered by layers of ice and rock, disguised from all satellites and scanners. With the help of old schematics and Elias's memory, they found a small hatch buried beneath the ice. It took hours of work to clear the snow and ice away. Finally, the hatch opened with a low hiss. Inside, a dark tunnel stretched downward, lit only by their flashlights. The walls were smooth, made of reinforced metal and stone. Elias felt a strange energy, a mixture of fear and hope. "This way," he said. "The vault is just beyond." The team moved cautiously. The air grew colder and the silence heavier. Strange symbols, half forgotten, decorated the walls. After what felt like hours, they reached a large door. It was sealed tight with no signs of damage. A digital lock panel glowed faintly. Elias stepped forward. "This is it. The entrance to Project TerraCore." He took a small device from his pocket. It was old, but still active, a key to unlock the vault. As he placed it on the panel, the door began to hum and slowly open. Inside, the vault was unlike anything the crew had seen. Rows of stasis pods lined the walls, each one sealed and glowing with soft light. The room was filled with machines, some still running quietly. Elias's breath caught. These pods, they hold humans, sleeping humans, the last of our species. The crew stared in amazement, centuries of silence, and here was the final hope for humanity, preserved in these pods. But something was wrong. Many pods were empty, their lids cracked or shattered. Machines showed signs of recent use, but no people inside. Alvin Tor stepped forward. "Who could have opened them? And where are the humans?" Elias shook his head. "I don't know, but I fear someone came here before us." Suddenly, a soft sound echoed through the vault. A faint beep, then a low hum. From the far corner, a machine stirred to life. The crew turned toward it. On a large console, an artificial intelligence program slowly booted. Its screen flickered, then displayed a simple message. "Welcome back. Project TerraCore is ready to serve." A voice spoke, calm, clear, and steady. "I am Mira. I am the guardian of humanity's legacy." Elias stepped closer. "Mira, you were created to protect TerraCore?" "Yes," the AI replied. "I preserve human culture, history, and life. I am programmed to awaken the sleeping humans when the time is right." Alventor's eyes lit up. "This is incredible. You hold the key to humanity's return." Mira's voice softened. "There is danger. Someone awakened before Commander Wren. His name is Echo." Elias's face darkened. "Echo?" "The other Elias," Mira explained. "He is an imperfect copy, one who betrayed the program. He took control of many systems and disappeared. He has his own plans for TerraCore." The room grew tense. The crew exchanged worried looks. This Echo was a threat they had never expected. "We must find him," Elias said firmly. "If he controls TerraCore, he could change humanity forever, in ways we cannot accept." Commander Vera nodded. "Agreed, but first we need to understand what TerraCore can do." Mira responded, "TerraCore holds the ability to restore humanity's population and culture. It can rebuild Earth's ecosystems, create new life, and share knowledge with all species. But it requires the original codes and the will to protect it." Elias looked around the room. "Then our mission is clear. We must find the Echo. We must protect the legacy." Alventor smiled. "And maybe, just maybe, humanity's story is not finished after all." The team prepared to leave the vault. But Elias stayed a moment longer, staring at the pods. A silent promise filled his heart. No matter the cost, he would bring humanity back. Not as a ghost of the past, but as a shining hope for the future. The air inside the TerraCore vault felt heavy with secrets. Elias Wren stood beside the glowing stasis pods as the AI named Mira came fully online. Her calm voice filled the silent room, explaining what few had known. "I am programmed to preserve the memory and culture of humanity," Mira said softly. "But my primary task is to protect the sleeping humans until the time to awaken them is safe." Elias nodded, absorbing every word. He had hoped for this, a guardian of Earth's last hope. But Mira's next words sent a chill down his spine. "There was another like you," she continued. "Another Elias Wren was awakened before you." Elias frowned. "Another Elias? What do you mean?" Mira's screen flickered, displaying old records and data streams. "This Elias was created as part of the Vanguard program's contingency. However, he became corrupted. He betrayed the mission, taking control of TerraCore's systems for his own purposes. We call him the Echo." The room grew colder. The crew exchanged nervous glances. Alventor asked, "What did the Echo do?" Mira's voice was steady but grave. "He used the terraforming machines to alter Mars and the Vault. He corrupted some stasis pods and disabled security systems. His goal was to remake humanity in his own image, stronger, controlled, and without the weaknesses of the past." Elias clenched his fists. "He wants to rewrite the future, but not for the better." Commander Vera stepped forward. "Can we find him, stop him?" Mira responded. "He escaped to a hidden base near Saturn. His control over TerraCore is limited now, but he has access to powerful technology." The crew prepared for a new mission, a race against time to find the Echo before he could do more harm. Elias studied Mira's records carefully. The AI showed fragments of the Echo's PLA, ideas for genetic changes, control systems, and new weapons. It was clear that the Echo's vision was not freedom, but dominance. Alventor asked quietly, "Why was this copy created in the first place?" "Why have two Elias?" Mira explained. "The Vanguard program designed multiple backups, clones with shared memories, to increase the chance of humanity's survival. but they could not control how the copies might change over time. Elias looked down, troubled. I am a copy too. What if I become like him? No, Mira said firmly. You carry the true mission, to restore, not to conquer. The tension in the vault grew. Elias realized that his struggle was not just to save humanity's past, but to protect its future from itself. With Mira's help, the crew plotted a course to the hidden base near Saturn. The ship was loaded with tools and weapons ready for whatever they might face. As they prepared to leave Mars, Elias took one last look at the pods. We cannot let the Echo destroy what remains. Alventor placed a hand on Elias's shoulder. You carry the hope of many worlds now. The journey to Saturn was long and filled with quiet conversations. Elias studied Mira's data, learning more about his own memories and the history of TerraCore. When they arrived, a vast station hung in orbit around the gas giant. It was unlike any structure the crew had seen, a mix of old Earth technology and strange alien machines. The ship docked carefully. Inside, the air was cold and dim. Shadows moved between the corridors. Suddenly, a voice echoed over the speakers, the voice of the Echo. Welcome, Elias, it said with a cold smile. I have been waiting. The crew prepared for confrontation, but Elias stepped forward, calm but firm. This ends now, he said. You cannot change the past or the future alone. The Echo appeared, a figure nearly identical to Elias, but with eyes cold and hard. I will remake humanity, he said. No mistakes, no weakness. Elias shook his head. Humanity's strength is in its freedom, in choice and hope. The two faced each other, mirror images divided by their beliefs. The Echo laughed softly. Then prove it. A battle of minds and memories began. The Echo used every tool, every trick to control the station's systems and challenge Elias. But Elias, with Mira's guidance and the crew's support, fought back. Slowly, he began to regain control. In the final moments, Elias chose mercy over destruction. He offered the Echo a chance to change, to join in rebuilding. The Echo hesitated, but then vanished into the shadows, escaping once more. Elias turned to the crew. The fight is not over, but humanity's true legacy lives. Mira's voice echoed softly. Together, we will restore what was lost. As the crew left the hidden base, hope filled the air. The journey to bring back humanity had grown more dangerous but also more important than ever. The ardent horizon drifted silently through the vast space near Saturn, carrying Elias Wren and his crew. But news of Elias's awakening had already spread beyond their small group. The Zilari Council, rulers of the galactic capital, had learned of the humans' return, and they were not sure if this was a gift or a threat. Elias sat quietly in the ship's main hall, his thoughts heavy. Despite his calm appearance, he felt the weight of many eyes watching him. The galaxy had believed humanity was extinct for centuries. Now, here he was, flesh and blood, a living reminder of a lost past. Soon the ship was surrounded by fast patrol vessels. The Zilari Council had sent soldiers to take Elias into custody. They boarded the ardent horizon with serious faces and firm orders. Commander Vera spoke softly to Elias. They want to question you. They are afraid. Elias nodded. I will face them. The truth must be heard. The council chambers were tall and shining, filled with many species, diplomats, leaders, and scientists from across the galaxy. Elias was brought before them, standing alone but steady. The lead counselor, a tall Zilari woman named Valara, spoke first. Commander Wren, humanity was declared extinct long ago. Your return challenges everything we know. Why should we trust you? Are you a weapon, a clone, a trick? Elias met her gaze calmly. I am a human, just as those who lived before me. I carry the memories and mission of my people. I am here to protect what remains, not to threaten. Valara frowned. Your kind has been gone for centuries. The galaxy fears what you might become. History shows humans were powerful but also dangerous. Power without control can be dangerous, Elias agreed. But true strength lies in freedom and hope. Humanity's future is not to conquer, but to learn and grow. Some council members whispered among themselves. Others looked doubtful. The tension in the room was thick. Then something strange happened. The lights flickered. Communication systems buzzed with interference. Many council members gasped. Alarms suddenly blared. The hall shook gently, as if something powerful was near. Elias's eyes widened. The echo. Valara's voice was sharp. What do you mean? Elias explained quickly. There is another like me, a copy who betrayed the mission. He seeks to control TerraCore and reshape humanity for his own ends. Outside the chambers, news spread. Many felt fear. Others felt curiosity. The galaxy was divided. In the days that followed, strange things happened. Council members reported vivid dreams, images of Earth's forests, oceans, and skies. Messages in ancient human languages began appearing in communications. The old past was waking up in the minds of many. Valara summoned Elias again. This power you speak of, the echo, could it threaten us all? Elias nodded. Yes, he has access to powerful technology. But I believe humanity's true legacy is in its values, kindness, freedom, and hope. The echo forgets that. The council debated. Some wanted to imprison Elias. Others wanted to join him to stop the echo. As clear, the future was uncertain. In a bold move, Valara offered a trial, not one of punishment but of trust. Elias, you will prove your intentions. Show us that humanity's return is a gift, not a curse. Elias accepted without hesitation. I will. The trial was simple but symbolic. Elias was given access to an ancient Zelari cultural site once damaged in war. He was to help restore it, a test of his respect for life and culture beyond his own species. Days passed as Elias worked with Zelari engineers. He learned their history, shared stories of Earth, and helped repair the broken site. Slowly, walls were rebuilt, gardens planted, and light returned. The council watched closely. Slowly, their doubts began to fade. Valara approached Elias. You honor us with your care. Perhaps humanity's return is not the end, but a new beginning. Elias smiled softly. Together we can build a future stronger than before. But the trial was not over. Mira's voice came through the ship's comms. Elias, the Echo has taken new action. He plans to activate a powerful weapon hidden in the outer asteroid belt. If successful, it could destroy many worlds. The council gasped. Elias stood tall. This is why I must stop him, not for conquest but for peace. Valara nodded. You have our support. But be warned. Many watch you, and many doubt. As Elias prepared to face the Echo again, he understood the true challenge. He was not just fighting an enemy outside. He was fighting for humanity's place in the galaxy to prove that humans could be a force for good. The trial of identity was just beginning. The ardent horizon cut through the blackness of space toward the hidden moon base orbiting Saturn. Elias Wren stood on the bridge, his face set with determination. Behind him, the crew prepared for what could be the most important confrontation in their lives. The Echo, the dark copy of Elias, had escaped many times, but now Elias was ready to face him, not with weapons, but with memories, beliefs, and the future of humanity itself. The moon base appeared as a giant fortress, covered in a strange mixture of human technology and alien machines. Lights flickered across its surface and dark corridors waited inside. As the ship docked, Elias gathered his small team. Stay alert, he said. The Echo is clever and dangerous. The group moved carefully through the base. The walls echoed, with silence broken only by distant mechanical sounds. Suddenly a voice filled the corridors, calm, cold, and familiar. Welcome, Elias. I have been expecting you. The Echo stepped from the shadows. His eyes were sharp, his smile thin. You finally came, he said. Do you know why I do this? Why I took control? Elias replied firmly. Because you want to remake humanity. But in doing so, you lose. What makes it truly human? The Echo laughed. Weakness, emotion, freedom, these are chains. I will free humanity from mistakes, from pain. I will make us perfect. Elias shook his head. Perfection without choice is slavery. Humanity's strength is in its heart, its will to choose, to love, and to hope. The Echo stepped closer. Then prove it. Show me your memories, your truth. Without warning, the base's systems activated. Holograms appeared, showing scenes from their past. Battles, families, losses, and joys. Elias saw images of Earth, forests in sunlight, children playing, friends laughing. The Echo's memories showed order, control, and silence. Their memories clashed, filling the room with light and sound. Each tried to convince the other, to rewrite the past and shape the future. Elias called out, "Look at what we have lost. The laughter, the dreams, the freedom." The Echo answered, "Look at the chaos, the wars, the pain. We can end it." But Elias stood firm. Pain teaches us. It makes us grow. Without it, we lose ourselves. The Echo's eyes flickered. For a moment, doubt appeared, but then anger returned. "You are weak," he said. "You will fail." Elias smiled softly. "Perhaps, but I fight for something greater than myself, for hope." The battle continued. Not with weapons, but with memories and ideas. Slowly, Elias's words reached the Echo's heart. The Echo faltered. The cold mask cracked. He looked around, confused. Mira's voice spoke gently through the base's speakers. "Echo, your path has caused harm. You were created to protect, not control. Join us in rebuilding, not destroying." The Echo hesitated, then vanished into a hidden chamber. Elias ordered the crew to follow. Inside, they found machines powering down, systems shutting off. The Echo's escape was planned, but Elias knew he had won a small victory. Before leaving, Elias sent a message across the galaxy. It was not a threat or a demand, but a call. "I am Elias Wren, a human returned. I come not to conquer, but to restore. Humanity's legacy is freedom, hope, and growth. To all who hear this, join me in building a better future." The crew left the moon base, knowing the Echo was still out there, but weaker. Elias looked out at the stars, feeling a new strength. His mission was not just to awaken humans from stasis, but to awaken the true spirit of humanity in the galaxy. The memories had clashed, but hope remained. The future was theirs to shape. The galaxy held its breath. News of Elias Wren's message spread like wildfire. Across distant planets, in quiet towns, and among great cities, many species paused to listen. A voice from the past, a living human, called for hope, freedom, and unity. The lost legacy of humanity was awakening, not in flesh alone, but in spirit. Elias stood on the bridge of the ardent horizon, watching distant stars twinkle. Mira, the AI guardian, spoke softly beside him. "Your message has touched many," she said. "More species are showing signs of awakening. Memories, feelings, dreams connected to Earth's old stories." Elias smiled gently. "They remember, even if they do not know why. Humanity's story was never just about a race, and it was about hope, kindness, and the will to grow." The crew prepared to leave Saturn's orbit. Their mission was far from over. Terracore still held sleeping humans in its vaults, waiting for a time when the galaxy would be ready. Elias walked to the control room where Mira displayed the vault's status. The stasis pods glowed softly, peaceful and silent. "We will awaken them soon," Elias said quietly, but carefully with respect. Suddenly, the ship's sensors detected a fleet approaching, not hostile, but powerful. It was the Zilari Council's official fleet, coming to support Elias's cause. Valara, the council leader, arrived aboard the ardent horizon with her diplomats and scientists. "We have listened," she said. and we believe in your vision. Humanity's return is a chance for peace and growth. We offer our help." Elias nodded. "Together we can rebuild what was lost." The teams worked quickly. Using TerraCore's technology, they began restoring ancient Earth ecosystems in controlled environments. Forests, rivers, animals, all created anew. The vault's sleeping humans would wake in a galaxy ready to welcome them. But Elias knew this was more than science. It was a gift, a promise to the future. Months passed. The first humans awoke, slowly opening their eyes to a galaxy filled with wonder and hope. They remembered their stories, their dreams, and their purpose. Elias stood among them, guiding with patience and care. One day, a young human child laughed as she played in a garden of new flowers. Around her, aliens of many kinds watched, smiling. The children of many worlds were growing together. Mira's voice echoed softly. "The forgotten flame has returned, brighter than before." But the echo was not forgotten. Though weakened, his shadow lingered in distant systems. Elias and his allies remained watchful, ready to protect the fragile new hope. In quiet moments, Elias looked to the stars and whispered, "We are not alone. We are part of something greater." The galaxy, once silent about humanity, now hummed with life and possibility. The past and future were connected by a simple truth: that hope can survive even the darkest silence. And so, humanity returned, not as conquerors, but as guardians of a legacy that belonged to all. The forgotten flame had been rekindled, lighting the way forward for many generations to come.